Hi, Scott Russell. There is so much going on in the world right now, and I probably think a little different to some of the others on this, and I wanted to just share what my heart is in it, what I sense, what I feel. Whether you think it's God or not, that's on you. But 2024, I believe we're going to have a lot of tears and a lot of pain. And I know nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants the message that's going to tickle their ears. But in reality, I think it's going to be tears and pain. I think that these globalists have fabricated and are creating worldwide food shortages. They're creating border crisis, immigration, and all this is going to come to a head, which is what they want, but I think it's going to be out of their control. It's even going to take them by surprise, the depth of what happens, the depth of their depravity and how that works out in our society. So you can look and say, well, what do we do about this? And there's plenty of other videos I've shared of my thoughts on that. I'm not going to go into that on this particular one. But I am going to say that this is going to be a year where normal is gone away. Many people, I believe, are going to lose their homes. Many people are going to have problems with their families, lose their families. I think we're going to see a lot of suicide as some of these things kick in. Do I want that? Absolutely not. But you know what? I think if there's an upside to this, it's the point that people are going to start to understand that there is a God and they are accountable for their lives. We've lived our lives like nothing matters. We've lived our lives like all that matters is me, my pleasure, my little thing that I'm doing. And that's just not the way the world works. We are all connected. And I think, you know, as we watch this year unfold, got the presidential elections of the USA, we've got the elections coming up in England and a lot of other parts of the world. There's major elections coming on. People are hanging their hopes in these elections thinking, oh, it's going to bring about change. This is too little, too late. These people want chaos. Chaos is coming. 2024, we are going to see an acceleration of that. I still say we are going to see an acceleration in the collapse of the US currency. It's already collapsing. But before this election, we are going to see major, underpinning of that. It's just not an underpinning of the financial system. The underpinning is going to collapse. And they want that. But again, we can get mad and blame them, but you know what? When we're feeding on drama, the drama's feeding on us. It's time we woke up out of our sleep, woke up out of our lethargy, woke up and started to take responsibility for the only thing in the whole world we can take responsibility for, and that's our own lives. That's our own responsibility of our own spirituality, I should say. Who we are, where God is in us. Because friend, if you don't have that, everything will fail around you. And as much as we might think we're tough guys, I just the other week sat with a man going through, facing death, a tough man. He'd seen some tough things. He's done some tough things. But I tell you what, I've sat in the hospital with tough men that are dying, tough men that are facing eternity. And when they're facing eternity, I've never met one yet with a big mouth. And I can tell you now, you can talk tough and you can think that we're fine and yeah. But you know what? When you're facing it, let's see what you're made of then. And we're all made of the same stuff. The only thing that changes us is a spiritual awakening. When we start to wake up and say, you know what? I don't understand God. I don't understand religion. You don't even need religion, but you need to know that there's a freedom in you. You need to know that there's a life in you. You need to know that there's strength in you so that when all else fails, you can go to what God's got inside of you and stand when everything else is falling. Because that's where your answer lies. Rise up. You know, some of you are offended at religion. Forget about that. Grow up. The reason why you sense freedom is because the Spirit of the living God is calling you to freedom. So I'm saying 2024, watch out, a year of great pain, and it's not going to end fast. It's going to be an acceleration in that, 2025, and it's going to keep going, and where people are going to have their way of life and the things that they've known fall apart. And I think that, do I wish for that? No, I don't. But if it brings about change in people, if it brings about an awakening in us, then our society, maybe that's the only good side that's going to come out of this thing. So God bless you.